Now, another ugly thing that's coming along is there's actually, in Arkansas, there's actually an armed task force is being used to patrol the streets. In Greene County, Arkansas, the police chief says police are going to be in SWAT gear and they're going to have AR-15s around their neck. If you're out walking, we're going to stop you and we're going to ask why you're out walking and we're going to check for your ID. Now, that's exactly what Stewart Rhodes said in his conversation with Alex Jones yesterday. When Alex Jones talked to him about the constitutional implications, Stewart didn't start talking about legalese or the fine points of the Second Amendment wording. What he said is it comes down to two different visions of America. One is like this place in Arkansas where we have martial law. And in that America, you're not going to be allowed to move anywhere freely. You're going to have something like the TSA everywhere you go coming at you. And you're not going to be allowed to protect yourself. Well, there's also another vision of America, and that's the one that the Second Amendment gives us. That's the one where we're allowed to move about freely, where we're presumed to be innocent until proven guilty, where we're treated with dignity, and where we're allowed to have the tools that we need to protect ourselves and our families. And that's the America that is worth fighting for. Now, this has been taken up, this entire newscast has been taken up with news about this tragic shooting and the tragic ways that it is being misused by the media and by gun control advocates. But we do have one more piece of news here that is very important. We just had to put this in here. Pediatricians are now calling to keep thimerosal in vaccines. Now, thimerosal, if you don't understand, is mercury. They want to keep mercury in the vaccines. A mercury-containing preservative, rarely used in the United States, should not be banned as an ingredient in vaccines, U.S. pediatricians said Monday, in a move that may be controversial. In a statement, the American Academy of Pediatrics endorsed calls from the World Health Organization committee that the preservative thimerosal should not be considered a hazardous source of mercury that could be banned by the United Nations. Now, to put this in context, this is the same group, this American Academy of Pediatrics, is the same group that just prior to the Proposition 37 vote in California, that, if you recall, was a proposition that would allow truth in labeling on food products there so that you would know that your organic food really wasn't organic if it was genetically modified. Just before that election, this same organization, the American Academy of Pediatrics, came out and said that organic food really wasn't important to give that to children. You really didn't need to have organic food. So the same people who say that pesticides on your food is okay now say that mercury in your vaccinations are okay as well. And I just have to interject a personal note. I was told when I went to get contacts, I hadn't used them for a number of years. I was told by my optician that, well, I told him that I couldn't use them because the cleaning solution with thimerosal just made my eyes go blood red the minute I put them in. And he laughed and said, well, thimerosal has mercury in it. That's been banned in eye drops for a long time. So they banned it in eye drops because you can see the results immediately for many people. But when they put it in vaccines, you don't see those results for quite some time, and they might manifest themselves in some, not only, sometimes it's immediate reaction that people have to vaccines, but many times it's a very delayed reaction that is not easily traced to the source. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about vaccinating your kids, that the American Academy of Pediatrics thinks that mercury is just fine for them.
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.